Alright, what's up? Postal268 here. I'm re-recording this. You may have seen that I had uploaded it already, but I was unsatisfied with how that turned out. I was very low energy in the video, and the sound was off, so we're going to do this again. Welcome! This is going to be the overview of all of the weapons completely maxed out, and until you fall. So, I'm going to start off with the first two weapons that you get in the game. So when the engraved arming sword is completely maxed out, you have 4 empty slots, a guard damage of 13, health damage of 6. You gain a bonus combo limit of +1 and +10 on your dash impact. Of course, it comes with the super bulwark, where you gain 2 temporary armor for 20 seconds while active, and knockback effects are absorbed. The 2 perks, balanced and guarded. Balanced will make critical strikes last 20% longer, and guarded will make blocking with this weapon deal an additional +25 guard damage. Overall, I'd say a well-balanced weapon. Then the dagger that you start with is the Rokari Keen Blade, and that's going to do a guard damage of 10, health damage of 6, with an additional combo limit of +3. It has 4 empty slots, and it comes with Nimble, which is +35% dash recovery speed, and Void Touched, which is breaking enemies out of stasis with this weapon inflicts +100% guard damage. Pretty good combo with the Super Stasis Strike. Inflict stasis with this weapon's next attack, trapping the enemy in time for 7 seconds. Attacking them in this state breaks stasis, dealing 20 guard damage to them. Next up, we have the Heart Splitter Axe. Now this is going to do 12 guard damage, 8 health damage, and it gives you an additional +15 on your dash impact. It has 4 open slots, and it comes with Heart Seeker, where finishing a combo with this weapon will deal +10 health damage, and then Weighted. Big swings with this weapon deal +25% health and guard damage. Very good perks, and its super is the Empowered Strike. Empower this weapon, causing its next attack to deal 200% guard damage and 10 health damage ignoring guard. Now do keep in mind, all of these supers will be, as they're upgraded, they'll do different things, but that's their basic version. Now for this dagger, we have the Ritual Dagger, which will do 10 guard damage, 6 health damage, has a combo limit of an additional +2, and it gives you +1 dash charges. It has 5 empty slots, and it comes with the perk Flame Starved. Attacking enemies affected by soul burn with this weapon deals +50% health and guard damage. And of course, that's a great combo with Soul Burn, where you hurl a bolt of soul flame with the next swing of this weapon, dealing 2 health damage on impact and 14 health damage over 7 seconds. Sorry, the Soul Burn is the super. And again, that'll be upgraded as you move about. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one and this one. These are the 2 weapons in the game that are not really weapons. So first up, we have the Night-Blooded Crest, which I was going to say something, but I'll get to it because it's actually mentioned in its perk. So this will do 10 guard damage and just 3 health damage. That's better than this one at 1 and 2, but it's still very weak. It gives you an additional combo of +1, maximum health of +2, and +10 dash impact. It has 4 open slots, and it comes with the perk Marital Focus, where this weapon cannot block attacks, but your other weapon deals +50% guard damage. And then Sucker Punch, where every 20 seconds, the first hit with this weapon, when you see the little light coming up out of your arm, that means that perk is charged. But it'll deal +300% guard damage and interrupts basic attacks. Keyword basic attacks. It's not going to interrupt the big stuff, which I did not pay attention to on a run not too long ago. I forgot that little bit and lost a bit of health in that spot. It comes with the super Concussive Blast, Detonate an Explosion Force, which knocks back all nearby enemies, dealing 50 guard damage. And it'll level up to get even better. This one at max will inflict soul burn on everything that it hits as well, which is pretty handy. Alright, now for this. Did I say the name? Night-Blooded Crest? I think so. Alright, now for the Spellword's Charm. This does 2 guard damage and 1 health damage.
Damnable dust.
Alright, it gives the additional 2 dash charges, +2 on your combo limit, and +1 on your health crystals. It has 4 open slots and comes with 3 perks. The first one being Arcane Focus. This weapon cannot block attacks, but both weapons receive double supercharge from all sources, or ×2. And then Abyssal Pulse. Every 20 seconds, striking an enemy with this amulet repels the target forcibly. So when you see this little swirly bit going on here and you hit an enemy with it, it'll knock them back quite a good distance. Call of Oblivion. While at 0 remaining health crystals, grant your other weapons ×2 supercharge and plus 25% health and guard damage. Just pretty good if you're in a pinch. And Void Trap is the super. It'll put 3 void traps on the ground in front of you. Enemies that step into the traps are afflicted by stasis for 7 seconds. What it doesn't tell you is that if they're standing close to you in just the right spot when you activate your super, it will also knock them back, separate from the knockback effect of this. Alright, so we'll grab these 2 weapons next. This one handles kind of funny. I forgot to mention this axe here. It's a little bit slow, so it doesn't matter how fast you move your arm, it's not gonna move as fast as you. This one doesn't exactly move slow, but it moves weird. It has momentum to it, and it'll keep going when you stop. So you're gonna have to kind of keep that in mind. I sort of think of it like it's a rubber bandy sort of thing. You know, I try to picture it as elastic. But this one is the Vestal's Wrath. And again, we have a Soul Burn super, but this does a massive amount of guard damage at 20 and 6 health damage, which is a respectable amount of health damage. It only gives you +1 to your maximum health, and it has 5 empty slots, but it comes with Resonant, where blocking with this weapon grants ×2 supercharge. Now, the one I personally use more than any other weapon is the High Anarchist's Blade. It comes with Shard Storm as its super, which is conjure a storm of Aether Shards with the next swing of this weapon. The storm lasts for 5 seconds, dealing 40 guard damage per second. Basically, it creates a big ball, and you throw it, and it'll move forward until touching an enemy, and then it'll sit on them. It's not my favorite super. It's okay. It's quite useful for getting through guard. It does 12 guard damage and 6 health damage, and it gives you an additional combo limit of +1. It has 4 open slots, and then the reason I use this sword so much is the perk Enkindled, where finishing a combo with this weapon inflicts soul burn upon the enemy.
Forget something,
Very
champion.
And of course it comes with Bloodthirsty, where dealing health damage to enemies will grant this weapon ×2 supercharge. So pretty decent weapons here. And we're coming up to the first of the two-handed weapons, which is this giant axe. You have to hold it with both weapons. But it is called the Cold Iron Great Axe. It does a guard damage of 16 and health damage of 8. Now, these asterisks here are because of one of its perks, which I'll just go ahead and skip over and read that. It is two-handed. This weapon should be held in 2 hands to be used. It gains plus 50% of the offhand weapon's base health and guard damage. So whatever your weapon is in your other hand, 50% of its guard and health damage stats will be added to the Great Axe. And I don't think that's being represented here. Let me grab another weapon to just double check. Yeah, this has much higher guard. 16. Still 16, so I don't think it shows you that. That's why the asterisk is there. So moving over to these. This used to be the biggest sword in the game before the new two-handed one over there. But this is this big puppy here. That's the Mist Cutter. It does guard... Wait, did I go through everything on the two-handed? I forgot to mention, it gives you +1. I moved on way too early. +1 dash charges, +1 to your health. It also has Vengeance. The first time you take damage in an encounter, this weapon gains plus 25% health damage, resets after each encounter. And it has Berserker. For each depleted health crystal, this weapon gains plus 15% health damage. And these are really good in combination with its super Vicious Strike. Lose 1 health damage to empower your weapon, causing your next attack to deal 20 health damage, ignoring guard. And of course, it has all of the two-handed weapons will only have 3 open slots. But yeah, as you level this up, it will eventually it'll give you your health back. So using your super each time will obviously activate Vengeance. But a really good strategy I like to use this weapon is to just build up as many health crystals as possible and just let them get taken from me to capitalize on Berserker there. But yeah, so sorry for moving on from that weapon before finishing. So back to here, we have the Mist Cutter, and it does 14 guard damage and 8 health damage, and it gives you an additional plus 10 on your dash. It gives you an additional plus 10 on your dash impact. It has 4 open slots, comes with 2 perks, Void Scarred. Breaking an enemy out of stasis with this weapon will deal 5 health damage, bypassing their guard, and Chrono Locked. Finishing a combo with this weapon inflicts stasis upon the enemy. Those are a really good combo, especially in conjunction with the super, which is Void Trap, where again, it drops 3 Void Traps in front of you. When enemy steps on the trap, they're inflicted by stasis. So, very decent set of perks, all to be in combination with each other. Now we have the Duelist's Edge. The Duelist's Edge does 9 guard damage and 5 health damage, which may look like a little bit lower on the stats compared to some of the other swords, but it has Untouchable. While at full health, this weapon deals an additional 50% health and guard damage. So as long as you're confident you're not going to take damage, pretty good. It also gives you an additional plus 2 on your combo, plus 2 on your dash charges, but with the -5 to your dash impact. It has 5 empty slots, and it comes with Stasis Strike. Inflict stasis with this weapon's next attack. We've already read that with the other weapons. So, moving on now, we'll save those puppies for last. We're going to go to the Hammer. It is another two-handed weapon. So of course it comes with the perk, two-handed. It only has 3 open slots, but it does a 22 guard damage and 9 health damage. It gives you plus 2 maximum health, plus 10 dash impact, and plus 1 dash charges. Now the 2 additional perks it comes with are Staggering. Attacks with this weapon deal plus 25% guard damage, and Indomitable, which is plus 40% dash impact, on top of it giving you the plus 10. Now it comes with the Super Bulwark, so you gain 2 temporary armor for 20 seconds while active. It's the same as the original sword that you get in the game. Oh, now for this... Whoa! Sorry, I have some stick drift on this. This new headset and the controller likes to make me move off to the left sometimes. But, yep, we got this giant behemoth of a sword called Fate's End. Now this does 19 guard damage and 10 health damage, but it minuses off 1 dash charge. And I think the reason for that is one of its abilities here. But, of course, first it comes with two-handed and only has 3 empty slots. But it has Felling Strike. This weapon gains plus 10 health damage per point of combo beyond 1. So crits with this weapon will always finish the combos. To explain that is when you break the guard of an enemy and it's up for time to hit them. It doesn't matter that I have 3 combo. I'm going to hit them and that's it. I get 1 hit and it's done. Like that counts as all of them. That's why it just does plus 10 damage per time. Obviously that's going to be less than if you could swing with every single one, since it does gain the 50% off of your offhand weapon, but it does save a lot of time because this is not a fast moving weapon, so being able to just whoosh, hit them one time and get all your damage over with is great. On top of, the sky's the limit which I know I say that a lot, but the sky's the limit on how many times you can just add combo. You get that puppy up. Just say that you were crazy lucky and had your combo up to 10. You get to do all 10 strikes basically in a single strike, so very handy there. Whoops. And then of course charge. Two-handed stabs with this weapon while dashing deal 40% of your dash impact as health damage, bypassing guard. So it's going to take 40% of however much your dash impact is, which is only 5. So that's also why you don't have as many charges. And so if I hold the weapon out like this and I dash into the enemy, as you see, he took health damage. And it would be, let me grab something that really brings up my dash. Okay, so now I'm at 20. So when I dash into him now, see how he took a significant portion of his health. So if you can get your dash up really high, all the little enemies, you know, on my other runs I've done this, where I can just one dash into them and kill them, and that way I can get them out of the way really quickly. And of course this has the Super Titan's Strength. That's a new super that's exclusive to this weapon, but wield all two-handed weapons in a single hand, as if they were held in two hands, and it lasts for 10 seconds. So what that means is when I activate my super, I can now, you know, like you see, I can't really move these around very effectively with one hand. But while my super's active, I'll hold them up just like they're one-handed weapons, and I'll be able to use them both and smack around the enemies. So, pretty cool super there. I think that's everything on that. Yeah. So now to these puppies. These were the original rewards for beating the game. As you can tell, they're both the same weapon. They are designed to be used together. The red one is designed to be for health damage, and the purple one is designed to be for guard damage. They are called the Gemini Stranded and the Gemini Esper. The unique abilities here with these two is Rending Strikes and Alternating Strikes. So both of them, alternating your strikes between, will increase.
No, that would never work.
This one, it'll increase its health damage by 50%, and this one, it'll increase its guard damage by 50%. So as long as you keep alternating your strikes back and forth, it gives that plus 50% buff to each of these. But you gotta remember, this one's for health, this one's for guard. Yeah, so the one for health is plus... It does 12 guard damage and 6 health damage. It gives you plus 5 impact and plus 2 combo limit. It has 4 open slots. It comes with Concussive Blast for its super. It's one we've already discussed. And it has the perk Heartseeker. So if you finish a combo with the red one, it'll deal an additional plus 10 health damage. Now, the Gemini Esper does 10 guard damage and 7 health damage. It gives you a combo limit of plus 2. And it gives you plus 1 charges. It comes with Shard Storm, which is another super we've already discussed over on the other weapon there. And it has 4 open slots, and it comes with Kinetic Siphon. Dealing guard damage to enemies will grant this weapon times 2 supercharge. So all in all, they're interesting weapons. They're held kind of weird. So for me personally, blocking with these is kind of difficult, just because of the angle they're held. But they are substantially easier to reach opponents and swing at them because of the being held out like this. So they're interesting weapons, but personally they are the least used weapons for me in this game, just because of the odd angle for blocking. But yep, that has been every single weapon in the game fully maxed out. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and it's been Postal268.